Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, guys. Hey, what's cracking, peeps? I'm glad to see you back. And a lot of you guys last episode told me that the windmill was spinning backwards, which it was. So what I did, well, what you guys actually recommended for me to do is just go into BD Cubic and just flip the model around. So that's what I did. Completely solved the problem. It's not a huge change, but in my opinion, it does look a lot better. So thank you for pointing that out, you jerks. And also last episode, if you guys remember, we had those belladonna plants right here. I couldn't remember the name of them. I just told you that they're used to make a poison. And so I've been thinking about this just a little bit. And instead of making this map more so, oh, go gather this resource by like right clicking it with shears or something, this is a fantasy RPG style map taking place in medieval Europe, which is when like the time, well, a lot of times in these medieval fantasy games, when there's mages and magic and all this kind of stuff. So what I think I'm going to do for these belladonna plants is put them down inside this cave, but this cave is going to have a lot of really cool stuff going on. There's going to be obstacles that you have to pass, little vines that are like shooting out across the place that'll like slow you or hit you or damage you, I don't know, something like that. But so yeah, I gotta build this. You guys were also talking about how you don't want me to release a whole bunch of spoilers inside the map. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to showcase portions of what I'm doing without actually explaining why they're inside the map, just kind of showing what they do and what you can expect when you do play it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish building this cave. I'll go ahead and time-lapse it, do one of my world-famous time-lapse, and yeah, I'll see you in 2 minutes. Here we go. Oh yeah, guys, for just being a cave, I gotta tell you, this place is pretty awesome. So, what the whole objective of this cave is down at the very end of it. I'll walk through it and tell you. So there's going to be Bellona plants down at the very end. So I wanted to make sure it had this really earthy feel, like these plants are able to live down here. So we have grass and we have vines and dirt patches. And then at the very end here, inside this little flower patch, we'll probably have a couple Bellona plants right here that you'll probably acquire the same way, just like right-click with a pair of shears or something. But that's that. And then the tricky part about this cave is that you're going to have to not do your traditional parkour course. What I actually want to do is have like these mutant vines that are going in and out of the walls that you have to maneuver past and jump around. And that's how you'll actually get to the Bellona plants. So it's a bit more interesting than just going and collecting them. And also we have these little crystals right here, and these are just retextured diamond hose again on armor stands heads. And so the problem that I'm having is I want these crystals to be able to give the illusion that they're giving off light. And what I was planning on doing was just retexturing a light source and make it invisible. So in my inventory right now, I have a sea lantern, which is invisible in your inventory, but it's really odd because when I place it, it's a white block. I don't know why it's happening like this. I'm in 16W21B. I really think that this should work. I have no idea. Maybe it's a bug. If you guys know a fix behind this or any way I can get an invisible light source, please go ahead and comment because I'm really stumped right now. But that's that. And then, so I still need to design these mutant plants. But if I come up, I also have this idea for like poisonous water almost. So what I just went ahead and did is I retextured the just the normal water blocks to be these purple flowing texture that illuminates, and it looks poisonous in my opinion. I'm definitely going to have to change it from being the actual water blocks. So I'll probably just make it another block model. But what the idea is, I want them to go down inside here. So not only are we going to have these plants going in and out of the walls, but we're also going to have like little pockets of this stuff that you have to jump around in, and plants are also going to be like trying to get you. So I think it's going to be cool. Let me go ahead and model these mutant vines and then I'll show them to you guys. Nom 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 nom. Look at these guys. They're like little piranha plants from Mario? No, not piranha plants. What are they called? Venus flytraps. They kind of look like Venus flytraps. I don't know. I was just going for like the typical mutant vine look, and I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. So I modified the fern texture from Doku Craft, and I put that on top, and then I also took the grass texture and I just directly put that on the inside, and we have wool for the teeth, and then we also have netherrack for the mouth. So I'm pretty happy with that. And so yeah, he's chomping along, and I gotta tell you, what's on the inside is pretty freaking awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Look at this. Check this out. Look at how terrifying this is. Of course, they have the problem of turning black. That's just because the armor stands are actually being teleported into the wall. So that's that. But anyways, like imagine just trying to have to maneuver your way amongst this. It's not too difficult, but it is a nice little change from what's typically around in Minecraft. So gotta make sure we stay away from that thing. It's not too hard yet. I may make them faster, I may make them slower, I might add more. I'm not really sure, but that's what they are right now. Let me go ahead and change it to where they're not being black anymore when they go inside the walls, and I'll be right back and show it to you guys. You see it? You see it? You probably don't. There's two things that I actually did. First of all, you can see that the vines are no longer turning black, but also, you probably didn't see this one, the crystals are now actually lighting up and giving off light, and this is pretty awesome. So what I ended up doing was I ended up taking the gray stained glass and I retextured it to look like stone. So now, this spot and this spot right here, you can hear it, are both glass. And yeah, so that's pretty much how that worked. If I go ahead and I do entity data, addy type equals arbor stand, name equals, let's do vinex. And if I make them visible again, you'll actually be able to see these armor stands. So you see we have those right there, and they're going back deep inside there, and then we also have them back here and everything. But yeah, so that's pretty much how it's going. I'm really happy that I was able to knock out both of those problems in one stone. Of course, like if you look at the crystals, there's this really weird visual glitch where since it's a glass texture up against a glass texture, you're actually able to see through it. So you're able to see the glowstone through this. But to be honest, I'm not upset about that whatsoever because it kind of adds a nice little effect too. If you see, what's a good one that we can see? Like this one, like it almost adds like this really weird ambient texture effect to crystals, which I think is pretty cool. So now we still need to add that purple poison and change the water back to normal up here. So let me go ahead and do that. Here we go. Alright guys, so I'm back here by the church. I want this to be a very suspenseful walk up to the cave. It's pretty cool. Let me show it to you guys. So the cave is right behind the barn. Let me sprint there. So the cave is right behind the barn. We have this beaten down old path that it looks like it used to be used on, but now nobody really uses it anymore. And this is the first view that we have of the cave. We have this nice view with all this overgrowth and everything. We have these almost signs that say like caution, keep out, skull and crossbones, covered with some crystals. And we go down into the cave and here we go. Look at this. Oh yeah, so we have all of these creatures right here. Let me go into game mode 2 actually, because let me demonstrate to you guys that when I run into these things, I get the poison effect. Alright, so that's how you're damaged amongst these things. And so we have this right here, and then we also have the purple goo down here, the poison. So this isn't water, this is actually a new water block that I added into the game. And also, check out these little stones that are inside the water. This was an unintentional feature, but it's actually the same stained glass that we used for the stone texture. That same transparency issue that we were having with the glowstone and the gems and stuff. That same sort of thing is happening here, and so now it gives us this illusion of like these floating stones inside the poison, which I think is just awesome anyways. But so if we step inside this, we are poisoned also. So we gotta try to make it across here. Let me try to do it. Oh yeah, nice and easy. I've been doing this a lot. If I run into these, I get poisoned again. Let me try. Oh man! And ta-da! And then we get to the very end with the Bellona plants, and that's pretty much the cave. Pretty awesome, right? Last episode, I know you guys were talking down in the comments about, oh, you're using a texture pack, come on, why are you using it? And ultimately, the main reason why I'm using a texture pack is because I want this to feel as far away from Minecraft as possible. I want this to feel more so like it's an indie game, like an independent game that you would actually go and buy, except it's going to be free, of course. So I want to give it that feel. So this is the map without any resource pack on whatsoever, especially the one without the block models. So like the windmill right here is just a little jukebox spinning around. I think that's funny, but if we go down into the cave, this is pretty cool. So you see that we're using a diamond hoe for all the textures, for the gems, for the signs and everything. So look how funny that looks. And then we come down here, and I think this part's the best part. We just have these moving diamond hoes. So weird. We have the retextured stained clay, or I mean stained glass, like we have right there, and then we also have down here the retextured sea lantern, and then the retextured glass again. So if I just demonstrate to you guys, let me turn back on the windmill texture pack, just so I can better clarify how I added this new liquid. It's pretty much just the same thing as all the other models. It's just another block model, except it's pretty big, and then when I jump inside it, it gives me the poison and the slowness effect, and that's how you get the illusion that like, oh, you're treading through water. Then when you're out of it, it's pretty easy to walk around, and yeah, that's pretty much it. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this episode. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to hit that like button. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. It means a lot, and definitely expect more of these episodes. Alright, always remember, work hard, do great things, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.